everybody, it's Kar-Lyn again, and I wanted to show you today some little critters that I made using the Foxy Friends stamp set and punch combination from Stampin' Up. This little skunk, raccoon, a little bear, and he was the most challenging to make for sure. A little fox, of course, and a deer. And today we're actually going to make the deer. I made these for a baby shower for a friend of mine. Her sister is getting ready to have a baby, and she needed some decorations. So she is going to actually tape a long stick on these and then have them sticking out of mum pots. So that'll be super cute. The Foxy Friends set is something that you can get as a bundle, and when you bundle products with Stampin' Up, you can get a discount with them. This is the stamp set, so you can see it has a lot of different pieces and parts, and I'm not going to lie, it took me a bit when I first started using this set to figure out which pieces and parts go with which animal. And then here's the punch, and you can see it cuts out a lot of different pieces there. The one that we're using today, or making today, which is the deer, does not use the punch at all. First thing that I did, I already went ahead and did this off camera, is I cut a circle with our circle framelits, which are actually retired, but we now have a set of circle framelits that have scallops as well. And then a larger piece in Calypso Coral. I used the 6th, I think. Yeah, the 6th and 7th from the inside from this collection. And some of you may have this since it is a retired product that we've had for a while. So even if you don't, you can purchase the scallop circle bundle on my website and you'll have similar size circles that you could use. I just found that with what I had, those two sizes worked best. The ink colors that we're using today are Crumb Cake, Sahara Sand, Chocolate Chip, and then Memento Black. So the very first thing that we have to do is take this image right here, which I'm actually going to show you on the stamp set because I think it's a little easier to see. So we're going to use this image here, and we're going to stamp that in Sahara Sand. Get that opened up. Now with these, because they are larger images, you do have to make sure that you press down pretty hard. Make sure that you can see here. And I apologize that this is sideways. I still do not have a great camera setup. Okay, and you want to try, I can kind of see through my grid paper here, but you want to try to center it up as much as, you know, you're able to. I had to restamp this one when I was making these originally because I didn't have it centered up. And I'm sorry that my head's probably going to be in the camera. And you also want to stamp it low on this circle so that you have room for the antlers. Okay, so that turned out good. We do not need the Sahara Sand anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and close that up. Now you just need another color that's just like a shade darker, which Crumb Cake is. And you're going to take, let me show you on the stamp set again. Where'd it go? This little piece here. Okay. So we need to ink that up, and my Crumb Cake stamp pad is really inky right now. Now you gotta try to line it up down here towards the bottom, and again, I'm sorry if my head is in the camera. Okay. Turned out okay. I got a little heavy-handed right there on the ink, but I think once it dries, it'll be fine. But we're gonna stamp the antlers and the legs in Chocolate Chip. And try to line these up centered as best as you can. Here we go. I use, oh, let me get you on camera here. I use the 2 little dots on the top there to kind of guide the antlers. And I didn't get them perfectly there, but it's good enough. And then we have the little feet. And I'm just going to use the same block and put it off to the side there because I can still see that. Okay, we're going to stamp his little feet and legs. And again, just try to center it up as best as you can. Okay, there's his little feet. And then the last thing that we have to do is his face. And again, I'm going to use Memento Black for that. And this one, you want to try, I'll show you here when I'm done. Okay, I got his eyes a little bit crooked, but not too, there we go, not too bad. You want to try to line his nose up towards like the top part of that there. Okay, so once that is finished and dry, you're going to just take your snail adhesive, load up the back, and center it on your colored circle. And then I'm using the doilies that are in our catalog. They're the delicate white doilies, 24 come in a pack. And these really are the perfect size for this. And I'm going to take some fast fuse, just run a few strips along the back. Now the reason I'm using fast fuse for this is because it's not being used on a card. It is being used as the centerpiece item that I mentioned. So I just want to make sure that it's going to stay. She's not going to have any problems with them coming off during the shower. Okay. So there we go. Super cute little project. And you could use these on a card too, very, very easily. And you wouldn't have to really do much else. Just have a sentiment on the bottom and maybe some ribbon and you'd be finished. So I went with a combo of fall type colors, but also still babyish. This is a gender neutral baby shower. She doesn't know what she's having. So this is Wild Wasabi, I believe. Yes, Wild Wasabi that I used with the skunk. This is So Saffron with the bear. Pool Party for the raccoon. Obviously Calypso Curl for the deer. And then Chocolate Chip for the fox. And I thought that made a really pretty fall combo. So if you have any questions or you're interested in ordering some of these products that I showed today, I will leave the link to my website down in the description below, and I'm also going to leave my email address as well. Have a good day. God bless.